listeners, and welcome to another edition of Buzzworthy, a podcast brought to you by Hype Incubator, a place where your dreams take flight. My name is Ifelolorun, and I'll be your guide to navigating the amazing world of entrepreneurship, innovation, and creativity. So if you like this is a vibe, like, share, and follow. And if you're watching from YouTube, come on, it's that subscribe button.
Now listen, today's episode is pretty historic for us. We have the first ever female guest on this podcast, and going over her profile alone, even I was pretty impressed. She's amazing. She's an amazing storyteller. She's even more amazing at real estate investments. And
She's beautiful, she's gorgeous, and in my opinion, I think she's all that you should have in your life, or at least on your timeline. Join me guys as I welcome Ifelolorunamanda. Hi Timmy, how you doing? Hi. Was that what you talked about? So point to agree with me. Really? Wow, I am really flattered. Thank you very much for joining us. Just as I said earlier, it's really, really lovely to have you. I've been wanting to have you in this podcast. Or guests, and most of them have been guys, and I was like, I don't know what's happening here. Everybody's going to more of a girl talk. I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, so do you want us to dive right into this? Or do you have anything you'd like to say first?
let's dive right.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's start with, you have this amazing career. You've done so much with short life. You're already old now. How do you get it? How was it just like for you? Okay. First things first, I want to appreciate you for bringing me on this podcast. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to all my friends because I've told them and they're so excited. I wait to see the outcome. And I'd like to establish this before saying anything because I feel like I have a lot to share. Hope you have a time. So, first thing is, I am barely just scratching the surface of what my life is about. That's what I believe. Doesn't matter what I think I've done up until this moment. I am just starting up because this is the least I'll ever be. But if you know the shaky I've seen up, oh my God. But it's part of life, right? And one thing that is really peculiar to my life, because most times, this is what I do, most times I sit down to evaluate. So I think about all the memories down to when I was a child, the ones I can remember. And I'll try to, see the progression, see the pattern. So if there's anything I need to change at that point, or if there's anything I need to be grateful for, or what thing that has led me to that moment, and I was having the evaluation. And I discovered that, for me, one thing that is peculiar to my journey so far is the fact that I am a dreamer. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. I did a dream. I can remember then to my primary school, sometimes secondary school during prep, I'll just sit down and imagine things like, God, I want this. I want to be this. I want to give you this kind of person. Imaginations are powerful, right? But of course, I didn't know about it then. I was just daydreaming because if you have to work for fun, I'll tell you, I read books, I watch movies, if I'm not sleeping, but then that daydreaming just keeps me engaged because I could think about so many things. And another thing is, I've always had a very good leadership trait. So I grew up in a Baptist family. We started, of course, you go to Sunday, children class, all of those things. I'm a church girl. And at every point, you will always see Ifelolorun at the forefront, leading anything. Of course, it didn't mean anything to me growing up there. And I just find myself there. Even when I don't want to do it, I just find myself there. And it built something, or it developed something in me that I feel laid the foundation to bring me to this level. Yes, I'm into real estate. Let me quickly say something that happened in my childhood that has helped me to be a better salesperson, real estate now. So there's this children camp we go to every August. I don't think they still do it, but I hope they still do it because it helped me a lot back then. It's Children Evangelical Ministry, that's the year. So they give us this card called Help a Child. The goal is for you to go and give it to people. so they give you money just to support the ministry. And as a child back then, I don't know, I'm not a competitive person. I don't like competitions, but whenever I go into a competition, I want to win. That's the only thing in my mind. I want to win. I don't like, why should I compete with you? It's me versus me. Of course, I knew that when I grew up, but that's okay. So wherever I go, whenever I get that card, my goal is I want to be the highest donator from this card. And it's to go and meet people. Like, I will enter in English. To go, even Muslims, I'll take it today. So back then in my church, you know, like those kids see me that, oh, if I do it to be some person, they follow me. Because they know that if I do it against something. And at the end, I always get my code, right? But I didn't know that that is a skill that would be very useful as an adult. So that is what the sales and how my childhood helped. Then leadership. I don't shy away from things. I just want to do it and do my best. And I really want to thank God for my parents. You did a fantastic job with that. But no good even can result it. Anywhere you find yourself, make sure you be the best and you can ever be. Because as a child, you love to visit other families, spend time with them and all. And my mom will say, when you get to this house, make sure they don't have to come and wake you before you get up. Right? And that helps. Make sure they don't tell you what to do before you do it. Get it done. So that when you're leaving, they would ask you, when are you coming back? Or we are going to miss you. When they don't say that, that means she's not being your best behavior. And when they tell you, so when are you leaving? Just so you messed up. That's so you really messed up. So that alone really built something inside myself and my sisters that anywhere you find us, we try to be the best. And I think we are different gifts as human. And for me, part of my core gifting that God has blessed me with is ability to teach, even when I'm interested. Because I'm in a place, I just want to find out how this thing can be better, how I can contribute my own quota. And that really marked my journey because in my junior secondary school, I went to a day school. Then my senior secondary school, I went to a 4-day school. You want a story, right? But so when I entered in GS1, the school I went to, that was not far from school. They wanted to take him to a federal school, but then something happened, so they didn't take GS1 for that year. So I didn't go. My plan was actually to stay at Suffolk, then go to federal school for the second term, but I eventually spent 3 years there. The moment I stepped in, it felt like the teachers could pick me from the crowd. So I became the class monitress. So I did that, and you're not supposed to do it for 3 years now. For me, I did it for 3 years. Because different teachers will still come and pick me over and on again. And that just signal, like, just put me out there. So I was not even expecting anything less from myself. Anyway, I find myself, how can I help? How can I get this done? What can be better? That's everything in my head. Then I went to ICG secondary school. Boarding school, and I've heard horror stories about boarding schools. See, my children, I've said to this podcast, my children are not going to school, so anymore. Let's go. Nah, they're not going. That's a time. So I went to Federal Women Girls College in Korea, and from my SS1 to SS3, I just kept finding myself in different leadership positions. I've broken so many records in my life. Like I'm breaking on this podcast right now. Right? Guinness next. Honestly, I was the first SS1 student. New student, no prior knowledge about school. From the second term, I told you I'm church girl. I became the prayer secretary of my drama group actually. And that never happened before. Wow. The people they pick are usually SS2. Wow, but the key to SS1 is AP. Oh wow. That one, of course, I love my Jesus so much. So yeah, I became the prayer secretary of the entire school. Yeah, for that different professional position. I was also a professor and all of that. But It's one thing for you to be a leader. It's one thing for you to actually build the character that makes you a leader. And I think from being a child up until that point, in my senior secondary, I built these skills unconsciously. And in a way, I feel like my name has a lot to do with it. Because when you are bearing the same name as God, 4:48 is my name. You get the Lord. When you are bearing the same name as God, you have to act like Him. So, for you need to be emotionally intelligent. You need to have compassion. You are not able to be at the front. You are meant to watch the back of your followers and know that. And in a way, because you have to develop lead, right? I started doing this unconsciously. Just started. I did it. My mates, I could speak to my mates, and they would listen to me. I could discipline them more, and they will not take any offense. And it was when I left, it was me to like, okay, what really happened? How did I command this much respect and honor from my colleagues, my own colleagues back then? But of course, God has plans. He's preparing us for something we don't know yet. So it's led to you to subject yourself. So whatever God did to it at that time. Okay, it was just leadership position I had, and I've always dreamt so big. Oh my God. I grew up in Owo, Ondo State. But I have always dreamt so big that when you meet me, you will never think that I grew up in Owo, a small town. There was a time there's this thing, imagination, there's a power of vision. There's this thing it does to you. You just know you cannot accept anything less. You cannot be less. You have to do something so big. So I've always been that person. At the time I wanted to be the one to come up with a cure for HIV and AIDS, and what was I thinking? I remember this place as a child. I used to be separate, so it's fine. I had this vision that I used to call it something. I can't remember. Something that was, it was during the Abu Kara period, that was indetectable. It's sort of, I can't remember. I used to have a name for it. Oh my God. He just destroys the bomb instantly before anyone even realizes that there's a bomb there. So I got name it. I said for it already. No, sorry, it's very fine. I like that. It's just me, because it felt so stupid. I can't remember. I came for that. It's vanished. Okay, I went to break. I saw something about microorganisms, blah blah blah, penicillin. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, it creates me sometimes. Like, what was I thinking? Because I just felt what I imagined was I'm going to be on this stage with a very big audience, and I'll tell them, "Oh my God, this stuff. This one's this. I'm too. It's gonna not say chat." Yes, I want to be the biggest real estate investor person in Africa. So yes, one day, that's how it be. It is. So I've always had that dream. I always been that person. There's just this knowing. If you know yourself and if you want to know out of life, you can get so restless. So I'm a very restless person. When I'm not doing something, even though it's a good thing and it's a bad. So the thing is, every good thing that you appreciate, they also have their bad side. And I'm going to be glad to share everything, because I felt like up until this point, I learned. Even for myself, those things I feel they are good, it can be such a pain sometimes if you don't know how to balance it or handle it well. Then, when I left secondary school, I didn't get to school immediately. Then the next year, I got admission into Laliki Akintola University in Altec, and that's because I was running away from Futa. My dad used to work in Futa. My sister had attended Futa. I didn't want to go to Futa again, so I don't make the families to go. Guess what? Now it's the families, because all my siblings went to Futa, including myself. Yes, I finished with Futa. Oh, thanks, I finished with Futa. So I went to Lautech. I was in 100 level, and it was the first year went. They tried for 2 years. That was why I left Lautech to come to Futa. But before I left Lautech, I met this woman on Instagram. Back then, 2017, thereabouts. I met her on Instagram, Madam Fijiado. I love her so much. I always she watching this podcast. So I had a conversation, more than about, oh my God, I'm very audacious. I'm very, very audacious. So I spoke to her, and then she's a business intelligent person. And I had a conversation with her. Then she held this program, and I was like, it would be so nice to bring something like this to Futa. And I have a church community, I Grand Baptist Church. I had a church community where our pastor knows that we grow, we energize everything. I felt it would be nice to bring this to Mount Echo. Then I spoke to her about it, and she agreed. So was I left to, okay, that's something. Then we kind of like, okay, we have work to do. Then I spoke to my pastor about it, then I set up a team. Every member of my team, 500 level, 400, I was the only one in 100 level, and I was the only one, like I was drama. Because I love that they really supported me. So this is a big shout out to them. God bless you. I really appreciate everything you do for me. But imagine you want to host an event like that. So that magnitude, people are going to pay. They pay 3,000 naira at that time. Yes, because I gave them the book of my team, and I dedicated the book. And we just wanted to maximize it. We tagged it a day with Vijado. So it was morning at the evening. The evening was the dinner. So I just wanted to maximize everything. And so such an amazing experience. Planning was not easy because I had never done, aside from school that you plan dinner and all of that, I had never done something like that before in my life up to that. Dialects. And then start to manage a team properly. Aside from managing my team my school members in a secondary school. And there were nights I would not be able to sleep because I'm just thinking, okay, you need to get this done. And all those things. There was even a night I stayed in my sister's room, my cousin. And I woke up, I could not sleep. She had to pet him back to swear, but you're already doing so well, just come back, sit. But it went so well. I told God, of course, you pray about, I'm so that. And I'll always be God's baby, right? I prayed about every single thing. And I told God, I don't want us to run into yet for this program. Let everything be sorted. Let everything come back. Then I don't even know what a sponsorship letter. No idea. No idea, but I just knew that we are going to do this thing and we're going to do it well. And it's more the excellent. There's one thing about me. Nah, you have to be. Because that's what differentiates you now. So you have to be excellent. It doesn't matter how long it takes for you to learn something. Remind you, because at first you'll be messy at it. But if you have that mind that, I bet to be excellent at this thing, I think I'll stop it. Because you keep learning to get better. Even down to arranging or setting the table. Yeah, of course, I didn't grow up knowing how to do it. But I determined that I'm going to learn how to do that. Even so, using fork and knife. They started it in my senior secondary. They made it so compulsory and I didn't know how to. But I learned and yeah, that about that. So we had the event, it's went so well. People hate this. And we didn't run into debt. That's like the highlight of my everything. I want to say hallelujah. Because God really answered that prayer. He needed provision and feeling for everything we needed. So after that, I was no longer on that level anymore. It felt like if you did this, that means you can do something. So I'm one person that I don't stay on victory for a long time. You don't deserve, yeah, come up higher and start to do something more. But then I had to live out there. And I keep to stand. That disciplines me. Starting all over at Futa as a UAB student, I knew UAB is very rigorous. But doing let's see, that one, I'll talk about it. If you have time, I'll talk about it. So before leaving secondary school, I wanted to be a medical doctor. Because I felt, oh my God, I'm going to make a fine doctor. You would, actually. But I didn't get in for any of the Nigerian schools. I even applied to school abroad. I got the admission. But yeah, forms to the load. That was where the exchange decided acting all crazy back then, so I couldn't go. So I just took the course at Lautech. Now, leaving Lautech, starting all the back, I had a clear speed, like I can't do any number course. And I never liked to tackle anything. I'm sorry. Why? I never liked to that. Coming out to FUTA, God, what course do you want me to do? When you fill your ABS form, you have to pick up a course. It's very important. And I thought about it. Of course, it's part of dreaming big. I felt, so what's their biggest course in this school? Of course, it's engineering. So I picked civil engineering. And that night, I cried shaking. Because I was like, what are you looking for? See? How? Civil engineering, how? The first time I attended the class for that subject combination, because you need to attend class for your subject combination. The lecturers, of course, they already felt it all with me. Nah, this girl should be, and this, that. After 1 week, I switched. I left. Some of them were not left. What happened? Why? You have done well. What's the problem? Chemistry, physics, really? No, now, even math, I can still manage. No. So I changed. When I changed, I picked industrial design. Because my auntie, she's a lecturer there, so I'm not okay, she's there working, but so today I'm grateful that I did not end up in industrial designs, because I would have been a very terrible student. I won't know anything, because it's industrial design. It's what creative people, like creating in that sense of, I'm more of a answer, like let's negotiate, you get let's negotiate, let's talk business, that and let's money physically. So eventually I picked asset management, and I didn't tell anybody. I didn't change. Nobody. I made that. Well, I didn't make it for myself at bridge, and it just told me to pick that, and I'm glad I did. Cause coming into FUTA, of course, my name was number one or two pieces. I'm not bragging for that. They were number one business, and it was so light. Of course. I don't think there's any course in this life that's not hard. But pick your art. And I picked my art, which is, of them say, really picked my art, which is estate management. It stressed me, but compared to other courses, I'm grateful. I am so grateful. So, entering FUTA, I never thought of doing anything so. Well, first year, because as a GE student, I entered as a GE student, so level. We're offering 14 courses. So, yes, even second semester, maybe 13 or something. So it was a lot. So I did not even think of any other thing aside from my books. I did plan to even stay on the get on the first class unit. I just want to do these courses, not have carry over, I just be fine, get. Then, first semester result came out. I saw that, oh, God wrote it. No, God wrote the first class for me. Like, okay, that's a good one. So yeah, we're just going to build on it. God help us that. So I didn't have a target for my academics when I entered. I just wanted to go to. So I'm tired at this point. Imagine living in Lautech. Go to journey, messed me up and all. So I just wanted to build on it. Now that I have something really for this, then I joined my church, Agape, which I am so grateful for. They've been a blessing to me. Oh my God, I love everybody. So yeah, I started that. Then so on level, second semester, and came and passed. Nothing spectacular. Just that girl that goes to school with her friends, go back home, go to church, no partying, nothing. The triangle lifestyle, my dear. But I had good friends that we would come together. We just have fun. That's it. My ABS friends, of course. So, 300 April came. I think that was COVID time, 2020. Then 2021, we resumed back to school, and then my friend Wesley just messaged me, randomly, out of Ife, I just submitted your name for you to run for the president of this. But I saw it, I laughed. I didn't take it serious. What are you talking about? Kids are interested in any way that should be run, right? Can it's you? Because you are the man. Go and run. I don't think this thing has ever been done before. I don't think I'm interested. So why should I? Just said, pray about it. I'll ask you again the following week. was like, "You're serious, so you're really serious about this thing?" I said, "Yes, it's serious." I said, "Okay." I was in Lagos then, so I prayed about it, and I just felt this thing. I told you, when it comes to challenges, I love to face them. Because I'm always interested in what is after that challenge. Like, what is that thing that is after this phase? So I accepted the challenge, of course. That's after prayer, because I knew God. He promised me. So this is good. Obviously, and me, in my mind then it wasn't like I was so certain I'll believe. But like I said, mostly I play to. And before this night, the presidency take in my son Jagepo, I just come in also. They were doing this nice also faculty beauty pageant. I could show them to pull out because my 700 school, I was the queen of my house. Yeah. So I felt okay, it's been nice to part of it. And of course, when I go into a competition, I want to win. That's my own. I won that, so I have the title Miss Naez. Now imagine telling me, Miss Naez, to come out, like, come on now. Is this not beautiful? This is not serious. But I thought about it, and when I came in my response, we set up a team. It was not like a format team, including myself, and these people were from different departments within the faculty, and you will never know that we talk. Like, you won't know that we have that thing going on. So it was so strategic, and I felt like the Holy Spirit was the one that planned everything from beginning to the end. So when I started, of course, my team, God led the team. That's just what I feel everything that happened back then is all about. God led the team because the night I dropped my flyer, it went in. Even people that were graduates, they were interested, like, who is this person? What mind do you have? Come and run. Of course, some people were excited about it, and some people were agitated about it, which is me. And in my mind, I'm like, God, I'll try to do it till the end. If I wait, fine. If I don't, fine. At least I took a step. Then we started. Oh my God, that has to be one of the rigorous times in my life, because it was new. Up until that point, I was not anything in school. I was just a girl in estate management. I don't go to class and come out. It was some of the guys, they were even trying to talk to me. Imagine I'm coming together, please vote for me. Do you understand? Like, so some people even characterize with that, like, you be trying to talk to you, this, that. Or so critical, normally I won't talk to you because I did something now. So it was a really tough one because there were so many debates. Back then, you could be president. You want me, obvious. Why? I'm a female. No. As a lot of people, like, what minds do you have to say you want to come through this thing? There was also somebody that called me, because in their department they also have a candidate. It was like, you cannot do this thing. Just step down. This person is a graduate. I don't know his business with school politics. I said, he called me. I just laughed. I said, thank you. And when he hung up, I was like, God, I have so many enemies for myself. You should have just left me in my class. Why? That everybody knows me. Everybody's coming for my head. And most of these people, they didn't hide it. They don't like me. And now, I never did anything to you because I'm just a female. Okay. Oh, I'm just... Even some female counterpart, you think, this one should support Sam. Like, but people might actually say, you people have the candidate issue. What's she doing? Who is she? Why? Who does she think she? No, I'm not my. You're a female. You want to break a record. It will never be this. Accept it. But I mean, I always say I'm female, which I don't bring gender role into this, but like also like a lady who support, like female supporting female. It's just 50% or less. It's not all female that wants to stand up, succeed, if you are being honest. But you just need to have Jesus. Because you cannot have Jesus and be like that. It's not possible. So that time, They were nice. I honestly wanted to give up. Like, coach, I don't think it's what's the stress. My parents, my auntie, they were even a little bit concerned. Like, this thing will affect your career because you've never seen any president they've never even seen any political president that did well. That passed well. Most of them had extra year or something. You are not even there. You are not a female. What is your plan? Of course, most people, even your loved ones, they will doubt you. But if they're able to come around, good for them. And if they are not, they will meet us. Okay, understand? That's fine. So when I talk about excellence, it's just making sure you do everything. Just check those boxes. The Bible says, I did not all. Stand. Right? Stand. So I didn't take it like it's just a faculty thing anymore. My faculty is just 1 out of 8 faculties or more that we already have my foot at. I went to hostels. I had my guys go to male hostels and my girlfriends going to female hostels. Room to room. I'm not contesting to refer to the entire school. Just faculty, but because it had never happened before, which means that I can't even rely on the strength of my faculty alone. I have to go out. Yeah, I have people from other faculties that are supporting me and all that, but they cannot come and vote for me. But I went there with the aim of, okay, in sales. So sales was always been a family. Are you a member of SET? If they say no, do you have any friend in SET? Just tell them to vote for me. Referrals. The word tries to refer, and there were some people in the other faculty that just carried to their head. So I had foot soldiers that were doing even the Lord's work on my way. Some of them till today, I don't need them. Telling you, of course, you can't everybody. But they just like the fact that, oh my God, if you were running, so and she's so old to start up. So it kind of spread. Even fellowships, churches were talking about it. The that night I met the new pastor, Juwon and baby, was because of that incident. That was how I met, because I was so impressed, like a female. Oh my God! And I felt like God just wanted to make a statement. I just wanted to be a persuaded. So it was never love until today. I never saw it as something about, because when I won. By the way, I did not just win. Let me buy the beat. It's not by my power. I did not just win. The 2 other contestants were. If I mention all of them, I'm going to do one. But I'm not going to do that. But the 2 other contestants, if you add their marks together, their votes together, it was so nice like that. God. TD, so that was one phase. Winning was one phase. Now running the tenuous president was another phase. I don't prepare. I saw hell. You know where you call hell? I saw hell. Because of course, yes, you won. There's nothing they can do about it again. You already won. And let's say you're big to do it. And I told God, you brought me here. So I trust you to finish whatever you started, because it stressed my life. There were nights I won't be able to sleep. So now, of course, as president, you mostly leave school late because you're attending it. And people within your own cabinet that are ready to stress the life out of you. Before I could bring my cabinet together, it seemed the grace of God. And you know when your cabinet is already scattered, just forget about the entire administration, it's scattered. But thank God for the wisdom. So now I have to go to them one after the other. Still maintaining authority, because now you can't say I'm just anybody. I'm now your president. Now you have to respect that. But how can we do it together? So I went to meet all with them. Intergens one after the other. Just, have conversation with them. When we make decisions, I'll still go to you one on one. Just, what do you think? Do you think we can do better? So I didn't make it about myself. I'm not, let's come and be a tyrant or anything. Let's work together. I did my best to achieve that, because even till today, some of the guys back there, they are still like my backbone till today. But it was so hard to go past it. Even though there are just some people in that same administration that will start everywhere together. But in the end, today we are not even talking. And I don't think it's that. But it didn't go well. Like, we didn't finish it well because, oh God. When towards the end of, and I tried my best to do everything good. I used my human resources, my finances, everything to like bring people together just to make sure that we did a lot of programs. We did it. Oh my God, we tried. We really tried. My administration, we really tried. We gave them, I would say it anyway, we gave them the best book in science that they ever because it's a previous touch. So it looked so good. And for the highlights or the thing that I wanted to break my administration was when it was the week now, the faculty week and the devil placed his on. He wanted to bring everything we had worked for. 24 hours to the dinner. Nothing. It was not my duty, but they told me to stay in my case, right? Or nothing was that. I gone to school that 24 hours a day. A panic attack. Me that whenever I was going to school, my color, I'm looking all good, dressing well. I think when I tried to deal with drug as my head was like this. Till I tried saw me, they knew that something was wrong. So they were like, what's going on? But I thank God. Everything went well. Everything went well. I see how I did that phase of my life. I will never understand it today. But you know what that phase taught me? It taught me how to handle a public office. It taught me how to give grace to people, even when they're not guilty. Because in one's you can't be in the place where they will always agree with you for everybody. So you have to learn that too. Even if you want to be good in business, you have to learn that too. And it taught me how to be resilient, even know how to build strength. And not just your strength, you are relying on every other person with you. And what that phase gave me is the gift of good friendships. I met amazing people that I know I want to do work with these people. And this is a big shout out to you guys. I'm glad I see that in my life. You know one of them, like, yeah, really good people that I met during this. And he opened me up to even know more people. Right? So, concerning academics, of course, God in His infinite mercy, in the whole stress and everything, I wrote my IS first classes as president. Seriously, I failed in first class, and I wrote the IS, like the IS award background for the 2 semesters I was president. It just showed me that okay, God was pleased with me, and I am grateful for that. So, I started. It was after my administration. I started my work in real estate. I've always loved real estate and all that, and for getting into it was so how about it? For me, I started posting. So I've been telling people like this month, I've been telling people that I'm close to 5 years in real estate now. But I made some really noticeable mistakes in my first 2 years. But everything I had learned, you'll be shocked that what you think you're going through right now is a lesson or a foundation for the next phase of your life. So if you just stay there in the place of process, all you are meant to learn, you don't learn it. And when that time comes for you to use it, then you have to learn by fire by force if you really want to. So sometimes I'm like, and trust me, when people see me, you see what she has not figured out. She can handle it. And me, I'm like, Or you see, what are they saying? Because at night, you don't even know exactly what stage you're doing. Leaving school, of course, I already have my real estate business thing going. I was pushing for 2 years. I didn't make sales, but I just know, God, you raise people in this thing now, so you can raise me too. So I was, I'm going to get this. And I felt okay. Just to come out of school and start schooling, blah, blah, blah. Hey! When I left school, I was eager to leave school, right? When I left school, you see real life. Because in a way, school is covering more parts that we are not yet in tune with. It's until when you leave and that part is now empty that you have to find how to cover it up. And for you to expand and get more capacity to cover that, it will stretch you. It will be painful. Because you will not sit there and be like, when I was in school, she did this and that, I have to do this. You're not prepared enough for it. But you have to face it. That's why it's going to be like. You have to face it. So when I left school, I was so eager. This God, I wanted to watch. It's country, this or that. And then I went to Lagos. Really, like, almost immediately after defending my project, that last year, January. February, I went to Lagos. Okay, it's gone to the day, ready. You know that late in a career, on to stay all alive. Going to Lagos and she thinks it's just going to be explode. And one thing about me that I come to discover this year that I am a highly optimistic person. But because I'm a highly optimistic person, it has a pro and it has a con. Because now, instead of sitting down to think things through and really make proper plans, I just believe anything can work. But sometimes, when you just sit down and plan it well, but no, I didn't. You was so impromptu. I already take over the one and then went so much. Only like what? It's not in Lagos. It's not in Lagos. I'm going to that. You don't just go home and rest in a way. So I felt defeated for the first time in my life. I felt so defeated. Oh God, this was not what I saw. This is not what I'm talking about. Now I could pray and it feels like God is silent at that moment. And I came back. I applied for my service and I walked into Ondo State just to serve in Ondo State. I didn't recover from that day until September last year. Because it felt like, so God, what do you see? What do you mean? You know, there's a stay power, like, you have to stay. Just stay. And I just keep asking and asking, God, I know what I saw. I know that nations will come to see my light. But instead, why have I not started? What is going on? But the truth is, there is time for everything. Doesn't mean that everything I saw are not right, they're not real. God is just trying to tell you, just wait. In its time, I need to make this happen. But for my kind of person, I get so restless when I'm not doing one thing. Because instead of me saying, oh yeah, I'm a graduate, yes, I finished with this, let's see basket. You know, I've already left that phase. On to the next. So I'm always so restless. And it's not a good thing. It can be a good thing, but it's not a good thing. For my person, I don't know how to do something small. I love to go really big. But that's me. That's a curse too. I don't want to say a curse because it can be a curse. Well, it's also not good. So for everything, it now feels like if you really not bastard your life, if you really not sat down to evaluate who you are, what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are, how you can manage all these things. You used to do a SWOT analysis of your life, by the way. If you've not done these things, you will keep doing those things and you feel okay. This thing should work because come on. Common sense should work. But it will not work. Because you still need to come to the place of mastery. You still need to come to the place of submission. You still need to come to the place of understanding that it takes process. You still need to come to the place of harnessing that strength or that weakness. Because that weakness may not be a weakness. It can be a strength. And that strength, that thing you call your strength, can be your greatest weakness. You just want to make sure you are using it in the right circumstances, in the right opportunities, in the right everything. So I did, between that time that I came back and September, I did a whole lot of things. There was even a month I said, God, I'm not even doing it in this much. I just want to start. God, because I have no balance. So it's part of the pain of people. They are perceived as high achievers because you don't get satisfied. You just want the next. You just on the next day. And I felt like, wait, you are still in your 20s, your mid-20s, and you are stressing your head like, please calm down. Yes, your 20s is for you to figure out your way. And there's something you can build on when you get to your 30s and not. There's a process to get there. Those dreams, they're bad. But if those dreams come now, you will crash under the weight of it. So you need to build strength. You need to be resilient. You need to build capacity. And that was what I actually needed to build. But in my own face, it's in the north. This year, I'm even more calm. Last year, it felt like, school is no longer there. So you're not talking about school. You're not talking about you agree for one course and pass. You're talking about, this is my life. What do I want to do with it? Or what do you want to do with it, God? So it's hard. So when people, of course, you still show up and people still think, oh, she not put together. In my mind, I'm like, hey, if only you know what I go through. But then again, it doesn't mean that thing is not there. It's still there. You just need to learn the principles of life. You need to learn the principles of season. You need to learn the principle of time. When you stay on you just waited and it took you 12 months or more. It means that if you followed this journey within the next 1-2 months after this time, you get all these things. Of course, we are young. We have energy. Let's say what get it done. Now. Shut. Not knowing that, the fact that some people had it in their early 20s does not mean they'll be able to preserve it in their 30s. They're still 40s, they're 50s, they're 100. So what thing that now really counts is if you do all of these things now. So what food do you want to have in life? If I give everything to you right now, what's the fun? So it calms me down, and I have learned to be more calm, to grow at a pace, as much as I'm not being complacent, I'm not being mediocre. There's something I hate in my life, it's mediocrity. Even though sometimes I do things that are mediocre in a way, but I caution myself, this is not accepted here. Yes, you did this because you probably don't know about this, but you have to achieve that. I don't know. You can't settle. And when you want to attain the kind of life you want, excellence is the key. Patience is also good. Resilience, consistency. There are some people I take time to understudy people's life. Now I have lazy mentors. Oh my God, I love these people. And then I went back to when they started. Some of them, you see the proof for their Instagram. I just scrolled down. Their fourth this in ever. They noticed the growth, the pattern. They didn't give up. They kept doing it. Even when people don't know them. There are times they'll post one video and doesn't matter to likes. Maybe it's them and their family members that went to like, do you get? But they kept showing up. And now it's been how many years? Time. It's been how many years? And you're seeing them and you're like, oh my God, I put step up like also says, God, do you know what they went through? Are you willing to wait? Waiting season is never easy. For anything you're waiting for, it's never easy. But does that mean you just wait and fold your eyes? No. Keep going. When I made my first year with LS8, because I didn't take any other sale till like months later. Or will I stop? No. That was even when I intensified. I started learning how to cold calling like, hey, Lord Jesus is the most dreadful thing for any beginner. Because imagine you calling somebody on the other side who doesn't know you from anywhere. They don't have your number. They are telling them this, that, and we phone she's really. This is so unfair. I want them to just trust you while you for are you serious? They will hang up on you. They'll call you all sort of name. What name have they not called me? It's a scam. 419. I don't know what name have they not called me? But does that mean that I'm not going to pick up my phone and call the next person? No. Sometimes I breathe in, breathe out. I'm shaking, but I still call. Because it's by doing the updates that I get to learn about a lot of other things. So up until this point, I think I've also in your personal journey, you also need to learn. It's not for others to come and learn. Right now, it's you to learn from your own life. So you don't make the mistakes you made last month, this month again. So you learn the patterns. You learn your progress. You know when you're actually making progress or not. And I know in this question made life a commuter. Give grace to yourself. Me, I had to learn that. Because I felt like, come on. And sometimes I'm so hard on myself. That's not self-love. You can, yes, there's self-love. You need to, but there are sometimes you just need to hold yourself and be like, you teach your guests. You're doing your best. See, everything is going to be fine. Why you keep staying on this track? Everything is going to be fine. And now I say, oh Lord. But I really, this is me up until this. And last year, I started a community for ladies called the Ladies That Dominate. And what was the whole idea? I just wanted to go outside other young ladies because I felt at that point I needed a mentor. That's so bad. I have role models, but my path, someone on my path. But the Holy Spirit said, go and do that for others. It was scary, but we just started. And this year we clocked a year at some points, and the girls are doing so smiling up. I'm so excited. We are still growing. And begin that year, he gave me the most amazing mentor I can ever ask. Wow, Oli Plata. So yeah, she's a real estate. She's doing so well. Wow, so well. So yeah, I also want that can remind myself it's specifically fit for country. So yeah, that is me up until this court. I'm actually very speechless. I mean, as a result, like I feel like you're speaking to me personally at several points. Like I need to go back to this, like and listen to it over and over and over again. I mean, this has been really, really awesome. Like I didn't know next one of the videos you said about how giving grace to yourself. I mean, personally, I think just as I said, this self-love kind of thing. I'm like, I can agree with it. It's like, well, let's say I have like a certain grade, and I never compare myself with people in my school or in my level. I'm like, this person I was always right up here. And my mom used to tell me growing up that, calm down, like, sure, it's not like you're doing well. I mean, there's times that my sister calls me and she's like, you're doing well, like you're doing. I'm like, you don't know what I'm supposed to be. But I think it's so nice now see that I'm not the only one on that like great with that. Like there's also someone. So I think the next thing that I think I really want to know is the fact that when you mentioned how in real estate, we all know that it's major like a big business. Like it's meant that like I'm selling this or my build says you want. I mean, you have this circle of real estate. If you check, I'm not saying if you check the like 90% of real estate agents. I'm not saying you're a real estate agent, and it's different. If you check like 90% of real estate agents, they are men. I mean, I don't want to come about a female that is a real estate agent to know this. Seriously, the thing is, most real estate companies, is led by men, but the agents, like, go and speak to customers. Of course, you have 5 years, the case you get it. So you get a lot. But how has it been? I mean, growing in your career, you talked about how it was leading in school, and now people are like, if actually your fellow trainer, they're like, no, why did they? That what you said. I mean, when I was in school, there was this every single time when people are running for student union election, the guy is her, the president, and it's like automatic. Girls are the vice president, and I always found the issue with that. But I was never really into politics, so I never tried to take up that position. But there's no time that we had an election. I think of my final year, there was an election. People did not know there was a lady running for the election. Now that is one of the reasons why I really appreciate the fact that you said that you were going from room to room. people did not know we had a lady. I mean, look, how it is in UI. I went to University of Ifelolorun. How it is in UI. There are usually two main running candidates. I think that's what I should say. Two main. I mean, they forgot like five. They put like six. Right? When there's always they get it from like two different hostels. I don't want to say hostels, but like it's like they're always battling each other. So it's like most people just knew about those two, and I think a third guy that was also running, he was low key, so most people knew he wasn't going to win anyway. But then after the election, I was going through the results, and I saw a lady's name. I'm like, who is this person? I thought they were just doing handy, like 4. Like, how did she get there? So I think another thing is a lot of people have sort of associated the the female gender with putting in little efforts into the, and that's like I'm just so glad that there's someone out there that is proving you wrong. Like, no, we don't settle for average. We do a lot more than that. But other than maybe like school, have you ever like faced this? She's just a lady kind of thing. I mean, those tiny remarks of you can't do it, you're just a lady. Although I am just going to do it for you, you just sit down and shoot. Are you like, but I can't do it? I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm a lady or anything. Or they're like, oh, we need someone to help us to get this done. Oh, and you call someone, it was probably your male cancer person. And like, why can't do it? Why did you not call me first? Have you ever been in that situation? For me personally, I'm even a female in leadership position. But I'll never try to do what a man is meant to do. I won't compete with you. I'll just do my path and go. But yes, I've been in a situation where, of course, they prefer the guys over you. But in most of the time, the situations may have been, they usually go for competence and somebody that can do it better. And if they know that, yes, if they can do it, they do it. But in real estate is a different ballgame because they are not looking at you as a leader. You want to sell property worth billions. You need to go to the HNIs, and most of the HNIs, So there's this particular one. It is really specific to is somebody that is so well to do, is good, and none of that. And he sees me. He knows the kind of person I am. He knows my capacity. And I felt like at that time, he has access to something that can help me get better. Like, really, if I don't that, you're happy. I'm going to be balling in real life for that by this time. But he wanted to have something like this. And then the only thing he could think about is what come and date him. So that I felt so disrespected. Like, wait, of everything you know about me, this is what, and that's like a deal breaker. If I don't date you, of course, we can't do business or anything. And I'm like, God, why? But then I had to let it be because I know what God has made better. He even said if I'm not going to be a part of it, just because he wants us to do business, I should remember somebody that looks at me or that I'm telling you, I was like, God, guy, why does it have to be like this? There was somebody I met, and I think he's a real estate developer, but developers, they always have properties, and you're able to add developers in your network. You always add deals, that kind of thing. Or from the get-go, this one was already sexualizing the whole conversation, and I'm like, God, is this how it is always going to be? But one thing that we always ring in my head when it comes to things like this, the way you can battle this is know your worth, know your value. You may not be worth hundreds of millions right now, but you have your input that can be worth more than that later. Be competent. You being a lady is not an excuse for you to do it badly. You being a lady is not an excuse for you to think, oh, I think if I don't do it well, then get somebody else to do it. No. Show up for yourself. Show up for the entire female generation. So they'll keep giving us chance to prove ourselves. You can't see the likes of Mommy Bukwawushka or Dr. Ngozi Okoje-Iweala and you commonize them. It's not possible because they built value. They've shown the world that they are competent. And they are not going to negotiate their worth with anybody. So as a female, that is a pedestal you want. So that even when they are talking, it won't get to you. because you know what you carry, and you're able to walk away for some things. And I feel like for every female in leadership, you should know when to walk away. Whenever your value or your worth is being disrespected, just walk away. But make sure a person of value and a person of worth, so that you have not. If not, they'll just keep pushing us back, and we don't want that. We don't want that. Yeah. Okay. What's the, should I say, best thing that's ever happened to you in your career journey? Best thing? Yeah, I think the best thing that has ever happened to me in my career journey happened this year. And it is knowing that I have built strength in this sector. I've been competent. Like, I can teach this thing. I can teach it to you and you will know it. You know how to go, maybe it's sales, getting property, getting deals. Like, I can teach it. That's the best thing. Because before now, I don't think I've actively tried to teach people about real estate. That these are just being all about, I can have the best investment options for you, come and teach. But teaching people, like, you're literally raising men. That's a different ballgame, and it makes you feel so good. So yeah, that's it.
When you talk about teaching earlier, you mentioned that you have like this mentorship for the I'm not to be fast at all.
But as it been, I mean, I don't like if you are doing something like that. You've probably seen ladies or other ladies sing their stories, you've seen how fast they call. Has there ever been a situation that you felt you're already against this from the day one? Because now the tricky part now, it's not about you. It's not about you anymore. It's about those destinies. It's about those people. Which means that you need to come correct, because you must not lead these ones astray. There are times they come to me, ladies, especially for people who want to move out of life, we feel a lot. And I love our men so much, and sometimes I really feel pity for the new gen. So I feel like if a woman, a lady, is going through this, you're trying to find your way. That's when the fact that you like to get married and your husband is his provider and everything, you're going through this just because she wants to make school out of life. What about them? The ones that don't have the advantage, what about it? So when my ladies come to me and they share their struggles, and the struggles is mostly about growth, how they get better in their business, their career, create a good life for themselves. And I'm like, God, if we're going to keep talking to these people, I cannot afford not to build a good life for myself. So I can give these ladies platform to be able to do better than me myself. So when I hear them, me like Sunday, I just finished crying about something and what do you want me to say? But you still have to show up, because that's the strength of a leader, by the way. You still have to show up for them, and you have to make sure that whatever you can do in your power, make it available to them. So, and what I have in my head is train, build, help these ones grow, so they can in turn go and raise other females. Because most times it's not like females don't want to rise up, because they will check the disparity in all sectors. I feel like, we have more men. It's not like they don't want the same opportunity, because they don't even have somebody to talk to them about it in the first instance. So we need people who will do that grassroots work. Because most time you are focused on people that can afford to go for events, people that can. What about those small that they don't even know what to do? It's just been about school choice for them, but they want to come from life. How can you guide them? So you yourself need to become more, so that you can help them, because you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't. So you have to be few. As you are, at least you don't necessarily need to be that few before you start doing impact or making impact. But have it in mind that these are destined. Whatever you tell them, those are likely going to wrong way. So you better be saying the right thing, so that God will not ask you questions. So yeah. Okay. What you said about you have to pour, and you could die the grassroots. There was time I was thinking about something about how most people, they're sort of wired from when they're children, from when you're younger, or maybe it starts from the little days, like, oh, keep quiet, stay for them, so forth. I have a brother. So I have particularly related with but I have friends that you're talking about, oh, my mom, like growing up, my mom is telling me that, oh, Tsemunu, I'm using myself as an example, oh, Tsemunu, come to the kitchen, come and do this. Whereas the brothers are like, with the father, with his friends, they're like, oh, this is my son. And then the girls are like, I don't know why my dad is always trying to take me to the kitchen or push me. I don't want to say kitchen because I feel like kitchen is here, but I trying to relegate me to the back while there's someone else that they're really different. And it's awesome to see that there are people out there right now, like there are other ladies. I mean, I've seen men also, I mean, I have really amazing men in my life. I've seen men also now trying to ensure that you're a girl doesn't mean you should sit back. I mean, you're a girl doesn't mean that you keep quiet when others are speaking. You should be able to speak up at certain point. I think it's really nice. I have to what the best part, what best thing is that didn't happen to you. What is the worst thing that ever happened? A lot. Honestly, I don't think I can really pinpoint one thing, but a whole lot. I think but the highlight for me would be that time when I told you, yeah, I felt so defeated. Felt like I came back to ground zero. So a good feeling at all. And it was out of the feeling of knowing that I know what I can do. It's not showing. It's from realizing how much of your potential that you have inside of you, but it feels like you're failing at it. What do you want, sir?
At some point, probably especially champion.
Especially when people that think, come on, and then you see them and you be like, that feeling is bad. It's bad. Because people expect so much from you. There are times in my life while I'm still trying to navigate about, okay, what am I doing? Am I sticking with this sector or not? I have friends who, they got into whatever they're doing right now so early, they've achieved success. Oh my God, I'm so happy for them. Then, when they ask me, they say, oh, I really love it, I respect it. But whenever I ask, so you feel like, exactly, I'm like, that question is I know it's coming from a good place, but it breaks my heart. My God. I'm trying. It breaks my heart. But it's coming from a good place. And that's because I know my potential. I know my capacity. I know that I'm this person that I just have this mindset that if you take me today and put me in charge of a multinational company, I'll run that company. The mindset, but trust me, if you put me there, I still fail. But it's just that mindset. So when he asks me that question, I'm always feeling, what's going on? But yeah, those periods are usually the worst moments of my life because it feels like this minute you are all energized, you are pumped about the future, and the next minute you're like, hey, God, do it water. God help me. See, at those moments that I don't like happen there. But yeah, they usually had the worst moments in time. If you could sit down till 6 a.m. now, like, as if we have to come like here, it's some of this it's I feel like Ifelolorun, he honestly just, I'll tell her 16 years old, just speak for her. Get there, don't bother, score, slow down, this like it. But most important, I mean, to commit our reasons is good. To stop trying to control our own life. Just stop. So that you don't prolong your journey. Even though I still don't feel like my journey is being prolonged, I believe that everything is working according to plan, precept upon precept, but just trust out. Then, before making any decision, just calm down. Make proper plan. Even to dating, calm down. I know they say the good in everything and in everyone, but calm down. And whatever phase you're going through, as I would always say, it's too pass. You're just very tired. Just calm down. And one thing I want my 16 years old self to know is everything that is meant for you will never pass you by. Fuck what is it ever? And it's not this throne to never pass you by. And all just images you have in your head when you see yourself. Sweet up. Just take everything a day at a time. Put in your best every day. And to have points to work for it. Just be happy. Don't be sad. Always be possible. What is that?
Would really substance, but do you have anything you like to see, but kind of like advice for someone that is just starting out, or just something that you think that someone should know about? Anything? Okay. I think most people always talk about this thing because it's just the truth.
And this is what I would say. Every good thing takes time. Give it time.
If you imagine yourself to be somebody that you could command a lot of attention, a lot of respect in your life, and you know those that you know they are probably doing via Instagram or in. I promise you, your life may be the only one on your post.
But do it anyway because that is the struggle. Now I feel like I should have started this thing. Yeah, people may not know me back because I'm not seeking recognition. I just won't call. Any get called late in the call. But it would have been nicer if I started from this. So I'll take out. Oh, see growth because you can measure growth that way. So start. Give yourself time and give yourself grace. No figure.
Thank you so much. This was awesome. That was. Yes, my mind. That was very, very good. Thank you so much, Ash. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on today's episode of Buzzworthy. And once again, my name is Ifelolorun, and this podcast is brought to you by the Hype Incubator, your place where your dreams take place. We had a very amazing session here today, and just as I said earlier, if you feel like this is your vibe, come on, like, share, and follow for more. Don't forget to join our community. If you haven't, you can check it. You can check it out at www.thehypeincubator.com. Thank you very much and keep buzzing. Bye.